Hi, I'm Rachel Williams with Construction Next. We're at the World of Concrete, and I'm speaking with Kristy Wolfe. Kristy, you just finished the Women in Construction Forum. How'd it go?
It was absolutely amazing. Having a group of 100 women from our industry all together in one spot, the energy was absolutely unbelievable.
So this is one of the most popular sessions of the World of Concrete each year. Why do you think it resonates with the audience?
I think the main thing is most of us work in a male-dominated field, so even if you're in the HR arena or out in the field, you're still working with mostly men. And when they come into a room, I actually heard a comment from one of the attendees, and she said, wow, she said, this is just a different feel when I walk into this room. She said, just all women, and there's just an energy in the room that they bring, and I think it's just a little bit different than the other sessions that they're used to.
That's great. So speaking of the attendees, can you tell us a little bit about the audience breakdown and who came to this session?
Yeah, so that's one of the things that I think is really amazing is we have people from all different, aspects of the industry. We've got project managers, we've got HR personnel, we have company admins that were here today. And then we have folks that are actually out there doing the concrete. They're placing the concrete, they're finishing the concrete, and so it's really a wide variety and all different ages. So, we had 4 college students in the room, which was amazing. But I think one of the things that was really great was when we asked of years in service, kind of years in the industry, we had a lot of folks with under 5 years in the industry. And to me, it's kind of the next generation. So it's super exciting to see. And we did it in a way that they got to talk with the other attendees. And us passing along institutional knowledge is kind of the older group. I think it was great. But seeing all of those folks in here that had under 5 years and looking at our next generation, I think the concrete industry is in good hands.
Okay, so speaking of that next generation, one of the challenges that have been facing this industry is that of the current practitioners aging out and being able to appropriately staff. So how does attracting women to the industry help with that?
So one of the things when we think of construction, we automatically think of men, right? It's an unconscious bias that we have. If I were to ask you about the person out finishing the concrete, your image would probably not be you or I, correct? It would be a man that was out there doing it. And I think the difference is, and one of the things we have to look at is in recruiting. We have to start recruiting from non-traditional spaces. And so when I talk about it, I talk about women, I talk about, whether it's people of color, minorities, that's who we need to look to. That is who is going to fill our space for the workforce that is aging out.
So one of the things that makes the forum so special is that it's an annual event. So I was lucky enough to attend last year. What do you think the advancement in a year has been? Are there certain strides that have been taken?
I think each year we see a growth. And it's a growth in the number of women that are attending this. It's a number of women who are doing jobs, whether it's in the field, whether it's project management. We're just seeing the numbers continue to grow. I teach college, and one of the really interesting things, we have an architectural engineering program at the school where I am. And one of the things that we've seen is our freshman class this year, over 50% of our architectural engineering freshmen are females.
Wow, that's a surprise.
It's really crazy. And I remember I graduated a really long time ago, construction management. I was the only female. Now, 30% of our students coming in are female. So I think it's really important, and like I said, seeing that younger generation come up is amazing.
Well, congrats on this successful session, and I, for one, will be back next year.
Thank you. I hope I'm back next year too.